You know what? I've started recording today to make a point about something very serious which I care a lot about. But I don't give a fuck about it. When I was about yay big, about the size of a turnip, my parents bought me this machine. What it kind of did was made this Sicilian boiler specialist appear on the screen, and he would do backflips onto mushrooms and stuff. When he wasn't getting murdered by them, as time passed, I got bigger and I got a big TV, and I said, he's not Sicilian. He's just made of loads of triangles. And you know, since that day I've thought, if only someone could put more triangles into him so that he looks like an ordinary mammal, I could be a deluded child once again. And that's when I found this. And then I decided some things shouldn't be seen. This is an affront to my childhood. This is an affront to my artistic sensibilities. Someone has put loads of work into this, and the result was just to give me ringworm. But they did try hard, and I give them credit for that. The thing is, once something enters the brain, it's very difficult to remove it with just shock therapy. Games exist in this intersection between art and technology.
Just like that!
But it's usually the art and not the technology that you remember, that you pine for in later life. But you know, limitations can be a blessing. They make you say, you know what, don't focus on the unnecessary details. Focus on the things that are going to provide the most atmosphere and the most motivation for the player. Take Abe's Odyssey, for example. That game's thick with atmosphere. I remember playing that game and being completely fucked off the atmosphere on that game. The atmosphere was so fucking thick.
I think when we got shadows to cast directionally, and the way that looked in the lighting, and the way that matched the characters, there were certain points, like when we'd be going through the testing, I'd be going, that looks good.
He truly, truly is an artist. That's really who Lorne is. He's an artist.
What if Abe farts?
I was not responsible for his flatulence. Is that a nice way to say it?
What if Abe possessed his fart? I mean... Oh, Mike, did you see that? That's our future.
I mean, it looks amazing despite looking shit, and that's the triumph of good art. So FYI, if you haven't played Abe's Odyssey, someone should put you in the bin, because you're rubbish. You are a retardedly clumsy creature trying to escape a meat processing plant where he's a slave. So he just resigns at first. They're like, no, you're a slave, you can't resign. So he tries to escape in order to not become meat himself. Basically, this story and this atmosphere was created with fuck all pixels to work with, really. That's why critics kind of look back on it in disgust.
So you wouldn't necessarily recommend that somebody go back and play the original instead of this?
No, I really wouldn't. I'm sure there are a lot of people who have a lot of fondness for it, who maybe have some rose-tinted glasses. But what was brilliant on a PS1 and a 480i TV just looks and plays hideously now.
I remember there's this bit of the game where you're escaping from the factory. Even though there's a lot going on, you know exactly what you're supposed to look at. There's this rapist washing machine trying to scan you. There's these shadowy boys down in the bottom trying to eat some corpses. And then there's these glowy boys off in the distance trying to stare at you. Everything is balanced, everything is well considered, everything is creepy, and everything is layered. Everything just stands out, and there isn't this battle for attention of the different elements on screen. And then as you kind of move away from the farm, the colours all cool down, everything gets all blue. And then after a long time, they remastered the game, and well, first of all, there's this yellow sick all over the place. Looks nice, actually. Looks quite nice. But at what cost does it look nice? Is this place supposed to look nice? You see, already there's just too much stuff happening on the screen. Look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't really know where my attention is supposed to. 7. You know what they did to this game just makes me so angry. I've just got to fucking throw something. Okay. I got it out of my system. The glowy boys are up close now, but they're not going to find you because they're not looking at you anymore. They're looking off into the distance. And there isn't this gradual change of colour, it just changes to blue once you go around the corner now. And look at this. Look at this. Brightest thing on screen. And now look at this. It's too hard to respect the original vision for the art when you take away the limitations that actually shaped it. Because with technology you can have things like
Higher speed, multiple difficulty levels, trophies, leaderboards, particularly dynamic lighting, dynamic animation, ragdoll. We really wanted to
ruin the game. When I saw this for the first time, it made me go, it's not always about what you put in, but the details you leave out. For example, here is Bond doing a bungee jump, and here is Bond committing suicide. It's all about the little details that you leave out. The other way to remaster a game is to just kind of add mist to it, a la Wind Waker HD, aka the only game in existence that didn't need a remaster because it aged perfectly. Now with mist and weirdly realistic lighting. FYI, we PC boys already sorted this one out too. You just do this and... Bethesda are guilty of this as well. No, we won't fix the hundreds of bugs in the game. No, your mods won't work. But yes, we will be adding mist. And charging full price. And we will be selling you our shit mods for money. On the other side, there are those games that are basically just upscales. Being of the PC remaster race, I don't really get all the fuss about Dark Souls Remaster. We just call that DS Fix. You just drag one folder, there you go. Remastered. There you go. Remastered. So that's all I've got to say on the subject, which to be honest has been fuck all. Thank you for listening though.